Sometimes the job, the industry, the whole damn system tells you you're not welcome. And maybe, just maybe, you have to take a detour across the ocean, learn a new language, get help from unexpected places, build a skill no one can take from you, and then come back, not just to perform, but to change the rules.
Before we start the show, I have a quick question for you. Is your resume stuck in the rejection pile? At Resume Assassin, I create powerful resumes that showcase your skills, experience, and achievements, getting you noticed by recruiters. I'll also optimize your LinkedIn profile, transforming it into a magnet for opportunity. Visit resumeassassin.com today and take charge of your job search. Visit resumeassassin.com.
Welcome back to Career Stories, a summer series podcast by Resume Assassin, where we dig into the hidden paths, grit, and human drama behind the careers that changed history. I'm your host, guys, Mary Southern. Today's story is about a woman who wasn't just breaking glass ceilings, she was flying over them. She was the first Black and Native American woman to hold a pilot's license. She didn't just beat the odds, she rewrote them. Her name, Bessie Coleman. And what I love most about her story is that it's not just about flight. It's about rejection, resilience, reinvention. It's about a woman who didn't wait for a seat at the table. She built a runway instead. So buckle up, guys. Let's go. Bessie Coleman was born in 1892 in Atlanta, Texas. She was the 10th of 13 children. Her father was part Cherokee and Black. Her mother was African American. They were poor, really poor. Her family worked in the cotton fields, and Bessie picked cotton from a young age. She lived in a one-room shack, and when her father left the family to return to Oklahoma, disillusioned by racism in the South, her mother stayed behind with the kids. Bessie walked 4 miles every day to attend school, barefoot most days. And despite everything, she was really smart. She loved math. She loved stories, but more than anything, she dreamt of a life that looked nothing like the one she was born into. As a teenager, she attended the Oklahoma Colored Agricultural and Normal University, what's now Langston University, but dropped out after one term. She just couldn't afford to stay. So she went to Chicago. Why Chicago? Well, let me tell you. Because in the early 90s, that was where Black dreams went to either die or get forged into steel. She worked as a manicurist in a barbershop. Nothing glamorous, but it paid the bills. And it was there in that shop that she started hearing stories from the Black men that were coming home from World War I. Stories about war, you guys. Stories about aviation, about airplanes flying across Europe, about the freedom of flight. And something clicked in her. No one would teach her to fly. But here's the thing about Bessie. Once she decided she wanted something, there was no undeciding. She wanted to fly. But when she tried to enroll in flight school after flight school in the US, every single one turned her down. Why? Because she was Black. Because she was Native American, because she was a woman. Rejection was a given, but quitting, that wasn't her style. She took night classes, learned French. Why? Well, because someone told her that France didn't have the same racial restrictions and that maybe she could train there. She saved money. She hustled hard, got help from Robert Abbott, the founder of the Chicago Defender, one of the most influential Black newspapers in the country. Abbott saw something in Bessie, something electric, and he sponsored her journey. In 1920, she got on a boat and sailed to France. She trained at the Caudron Brothers School of Aviation in the north of the country. And the training was no joke, you guys. 8 months of just absolutely grueling hands-on flight lessons. She crashed once. She got back up, kept going, and in 1921, Bessie became the first African American and Native American woman in the world to earn an international pilot's license. Think about that. first in the world. So she came back to America a literal sensation. The press called her Queen Bess, but she knew that wasn't enough. A pilot license wasn't a career. She needed income. She needed buzz. She needed to perform. So she trained in barnstorming, what we now call stunt flying, loop-the-loops, barrel rolls, death-defying nosedives. She became a master of flight acrobatics. She performed for crowds across the country, and here's where Bessie's story takes another turn, you guys. Are you listening? Because she didn't just fly for fame, she had rules. And one of them was this. She refused to perform at segregated shows. If the crowd had to enter through separate gates for black and white spectators, she said, nope. Imagine the guts that took. Saying no to gigs in the 1920s when you were one of the few black aviators on Earth, but she wasn't interested in just flying planes. She was trying to dismantle the ceiling from above. Behind the fame, behind the stunts, Bessie had a bigger goal. She wanted to open a flight school for Black Americans. She said, the air is the only place free from prejudice, and she meant it. She wanted others to taste that freedom. She traveled. She gave lectures, raised money, taught aviation ground school when she could. She wrote, I refused to take no for an answer. I knew we had no aviators, neither men nor women, and I knew the race needed to be represented along this most important line. She became a symbol for Black women, for dreamers, for anyone told no by a world that was too small to hold their vision. 1926, at the age of 34, Bessie was in Jacksonville preparing for a show. She was in the passenger seat of a plane, scouting for a parachute jump. Her co-pilot lost control. The plane went into a dive. And Bessie, who wasn't wearing a seatbelt so she could look over the side, was thrown from the plane. She died instantly. And the show never happened. But her legacy only grew. 1,000 people attended her funeral in Chicago. And she inspired generations, Black pilots in World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen, every barrier-breaking aviator who came after. There are flight clubs named after her, streets, schools, even a Bessie Coleman postage stamp. So why are we talking about Bessie Coleman on Career Stories? Because sometimes the gatekeepers won't let you in. And sometimes the school says no. Sometimes the job, the industry, the whole damn system tells you you're not welcome. And maybe, just maybe, you have to take a detour across the ocean, learn a new language, get help from unexpected places, build a skill no one can take from you, and then come back, not just to perform, but to change the rules. Bessie's story is not just about flying, it's about choosing yourself when no one else will. It's about the long game, you guys, about vision and sacrifice. It's about building a career, not just to make a living, but to make a statement. So if you're sitting at a career crossroads right now, maybe you've been turned down, overlooked, told your dream is unrealistic, too bold, too late, too different, just remember Bessie, because she proved it was never the limit. So guys, this has been Career Stories by Resume Assassin. Subscribe, share, and if you're feeling stuck in your path, reach out. I'd love to help you update your resume and LinkedIn profile to get you going on the right direction. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. I will be releasing episodes every Monday, so be sure to subscribe on the platform that you are watching this, give it a 5-star review, and we'll see you next time.